Happy VA Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about VA entitlement and a couple things that I think you guys should know. So number one, if you have full entitlement, meaning that you haven't used VA before, or if you did use it, you had your entitlement restored or you sold the property, okay, you have what's known as full entitlement. Now, if you have full entitlement, VA does not have a loan limit. That's effective as of 2020. So in the past, if you were like, wait, I know VA has loan limits, it changed in 2020. So now you can do a $1.5 million, $2 million loan with VA with no money down. No money down, no mortgage insurance, great rates, easy on the paperwork. It's a beautiful loan. Beautiful. So pretty. Okay? The other thing to know about VA entitlement is you can have more than one VA loan. See, I get so excited, I can't even talk. But you can have more than one VA loan at a time. So sometimes people are like, well, wait, I can't have more than one. You can only have one at a time. When I was the lender starting out, that's what I thought too. I would tell people you can only have one at a time, which is totally wrong. It depends on what your entitlement is. So if, for instance, let's say you were stationed in Texas and bought a house 10 years ago for $200,000, and you want to keep that house, turn it into a rental, buy another house, now you're stationed in Ohio, okay? Let's go to Indiana. Now you're stationed in Indiana, you want to buy another $200,000 house. Great, you probably have enough entitlement so that you can buy that second house with zero down. You can have, and if you're like, well, wait, how many can I have? It depends on the entitlement. As long as you have entitlement remaining, you can continue to get VA loans as long as you're meeting the other guidelines. You know, are you gonna live there? That's very important. You know, do you qualify? So we have what's known as a max mortgage worksheet where we look at your certificate of eligibility, we look at where you're buying, and we can calculate all of this out, okay? Next, can I use my VA mortgage more than once? Yes, you can. And if you're like, well, I wanna buy $1 million house in San Diego, but then I think they're gonna station me in Hawaii, how do I do this? Okay. There's a couple different ways to do this. So let's say the house in San Diego is your first house, and these are very expensive houses we're talking about. So if the first house is $1 million, great. We're gonna do VA 100%. This is your first use of entitlement, okay? Now what you could do is, let's say you get stationed in Hawaii next, you wanna turn San Diego into an investment property. Now, in order to qualify in Hawaii and not have to put money down, you're gonna need your full entitlement, which means you're gonna need the VA 100% restored. So do you have to sell this house? Not necessarily. So if you can refinance this house into a conventional mortgage, we can do a one-time use of your entitlement restoration, okay? So what that means and what it's designed for is because otherwise what would happen is people would just buy houses with VA, refinance it to conventional, and build up like a 50, unit property profile that way. It's not what VA is designed for. So they have it where you can flip it to conventional once and then buy another house with full VA. But like, for instance, if you're like, oh, well then I'll do it with Hawaii if I get moved to Virginia. Not if you still own California. So there are little tricks to that. So you want to make sure you're working with a lender that understands that. But the key is your VA entitlement has so much more stuff that you guys can do with it that so few people know about. So if you have any questions or comments, or if a lender told you no for some reason, let us know, reach out. We're happy to do the calculation. A lot of times people think if they had a foreclosure or short sale with VA that they have no entitlement. That's not true either necessarily. We just have to see if you still have entitlement left, because there's also bonus entitlement. I know, mind blown, mind blown. So as always, questions and comments, feel free to reach out. Get on my calendar, let's talk. Go talk to myself or Julie or Alyssa. We all are happy to answer your questions. We're happy to do these calculators with you, help you guys plan out your mortgage life. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.